Greetings from the Northwoods of Michigan's Upper Peninsula. I'm Natasha, and this is Plant-Centered Living. Today we'll have another installment of Plant-Centered People featuring Joshua Brown. Josh has been with us in one other interview, and many of you said that you really enjoyed what Josh had to say. I said that I would bring him back, and in fact I have. So he is going to be sharing his thoughts with us today. Josh is a good friend. He's also someone that I admire greatly for his intellect, his warmth, and also his perspective. So please enjoy.
My name is Joshua Brown. I have been living in Marquette for about 12 years now. I'm, yeah.
Great. So Josh, one thing that people learned about you when you spoke with us last time is that you were in a pretty severe car accident several years ago, which has left you in a wheelchair at this point, and definitely living a different lifestyle than you did before the accident.
Yeah.
So I know you're a really prolific writer from your posts on Facebook, and you have some really great things to say, and I think some of that really comes from the fact that you have a lot of time to think and reflect. Now, how do you feel that living a plant-centered lifestyle affects you both emotionally and mentally? Let's put it that way. Do you see any differences, like before the accident and then after?
Yes, absolutely. So I personally believe that what you put into your body definitely has an effect on your emotional, mental, and your emotional mental state. Before the accident and briefly after the accident, I was on a pretty standard American average, pizza, beer, whatever, diet. And I do feel like congestive foods and things like that definitely affect your mental and emotional capacity.
What are congestive foods for people who may not know?
Okay, I would say especially things like pasteurized dairy, processed grains like white flour, and then of course, in a different way, processed sugars have an effect on you. But yeah, foods like that.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate that. So you were saying that the congestive foods that you were eating after the accident.
Yeah, so physiologically, we have a lymphatic system that runs from head to toe. And that lymphatic system takes care of a large percentage of cellular waste that gets filtered out of the body. And these kinds of foods will congest the lymph nodes and the channels in the head, in the sinuses, and all the way down. And I have noticed when I was young, I had a lot of ear infections and inner ear problems and balance issues. And I really think that the congestion that happens in the lymphatic system has an effect on your cognitive balance and your focus. I had a lot of sinus congestion before I switched to eating much cleaner plant-based diet. And what I noticed over time was the body started to clear and drain all this stuff from my head and the rest of my body. And as that happened, my mental faculties improved, my thought patterns, my ability to stay awake. I need less sleep. I have more energy. I can hear better. I can see better. I can smell things. I used to be stuffed up all the time. I'm not anymore. I can actually breathe. Yeah, that's.
So those are a lot of things that to many people would be very beneficial.
Yeah.
And so you're saying that once you switched to a plant-based way of eating, that you really saw some significant differences. I'd like to take you back to where you said you were experiencing all these positive things, but you also said there was a lot draining out of your body, or that you were kind of detoxing, it sounds like to me.
Yeah.
Could you talk a little bit about what maybe some of those symptoms were? Did you experience kind of a detox process? Because others might.
Yes. When you start into a plant-based diet, especially if you're doing most of your foods raw, you're doing a lot of salads, you're doing a lot of fruits, you're going to start draining. You're going to have sinus issues. You might have ear popping. You might get a sore throat for a few days because your body's starting to clear. It's taking the opportunity to use this fresh food as a tool to help you clean out. You know, you're getting scrubbed.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Using that fresh food as a tool to scrub your body. That's a
Yeah.
really, really great way
Well,
to think about it.
I believe, and to me, I know that the body knows exactly when it's getting what it needs to do a certain process. So it's like, oh, hey, you're giving me lemons. I'm going to use that in the way that it naturally would to help me clear this stuff that's been sitting here forever, and it's been annoying and getting in my way and causing inflammation and causing pain and causing this stuffiness. And the body always wants to take you to the best level of well-being that your genetics is going to allow. And when you give it the energy, the energetics, and the tools necessary for that process, it's going to move you up a notch to a healthier, better balance. And that means detoxing all the old stuff out that you had put in most of your life.
Wow, Josh, that was really powerful. Those last statements that you made, I think, might really resonate with people who are making that transition and might be experiencing some of that detox process and thinking, oh goodness, am I doing the right thing? But you just explained it very well, that that's the body's way of taking care of itself. So I would like for our listeners to know that you are mostly raw foods. And you've chosen that. Can you remind us why you've chosen mostly raw foods for you personally?
It got me out of pain. That was the largest part. I do believe that whatever you choose to ingest, how you view or feel about that food emotionally or think about it mentally is definitely going to affect your physiological state to some degree. Based on my research and what I previously experienced in short experiments with raw foods even before my accident, it was all positive. And so there was a point where I was struggling with a lot of pain. My body would burn all over like being in hot water, like boiling water. Where you can't focus, you don't want to engage mentally, you just kind of withdraw into yourself, and you sleep a lot, and you medicate yourself to deal with it. But it doesn't remove the cause, so what I wanted to do was get to the root cause of why I was experiencing all these painful symptoms, and low blood pressure, and a few other things, constipation, dehydration, mental and physical fatigue. And so I did my research, and I decided I was going to experiment, and by digging deep into this and actually turning it into a lifestyle over a period of time, my body adjusted and was able
Kind of, it seems to me that you found maybe a new normal and,
Yes.
and a place at which that you feel pretty centered, both mentally and physically.
Yes, I found a new functional normal that's relatively balanced.
Thank you, Josh, for taking your time to share with us again. For those of you who are new to this channel, please know that I offer a weekly newsletter. You can go to www.plantcenteredliving.com to sign up to receive that weekly newsletter in your inbox. And I am always available to help in any way that I can to make the transition to a plant-centered lifestyle easier. And also, I provide support to those of you who may have been plant-centered for a long time but just need a little inspiration. Give me a call, 906-235-5430, or follow me on Facebook at Plant Centered Living. Have a great day, a great week, and I'll talk to you soon.